Welcome to a new episode of Exploring Operating Systems. And you may notice that when it comes to introducing the episode, I'm not really good at it. Consistency isn't really a thing we do here at Channel 13, but that's neither here nor there. So you're looking at this episode and you're wondering, it's just Windows 7. What is the point of this episode? It is not Windows 7. It is something completely special. So he said. But yes, here we go. This is the Windows 7 desktop, of course. Now, you may notice there's some icons going on right here. Why is that selected? Why is there a box around the computing icon? Why is this a thing? That is just weird. Yes, so you may notice that there are some icons on the taskbar and on the desktop. Some of the icons in the taskbar are kind of odd, but you know, when you get a new computer, it's a normal thing. When you buy a new computer from the shop, it's completely a blank canvas. It's empty. It's only got this stuff that the manufacturers put on it. And in some other cases, if you get one second hand, it's completely blank. It's just got the stuff that's preloaded from Microsoft itself. If it's a Windows operating system for existence. Example. And then obviously as you gradually start to use it, you install applications that you normally need or use, web browsers, games, and so forth, and you build basically it becomes a house. When you get an empty house, it gets cluttered with stuff, and in this case that's just the same scenario, but you'll probably notice this is a virtual machine. So yes, there is some stuff going on here, and there's a reason why the desktop is a little bit cluttered, where you basically accumulate stuff even. But yes, let me just open the start menu just for a couple of seconds. Pop up. There we go. There is the start menu. Nothing too interesting. Just it would have been interesting when it was brand new, the operating system, but this is Windows 10. Is the current version that we are in the midst of, and Windows 7 is actually going to lose support in a couple of years' time. So, is it a year and a bit, basically, I think. But here we go. This is the Windows 7 start menu. The icons have actually been pinned onto here because, for reasons, I don't want to show anything different than what is conventionally on the start menu. But if you hover or click on the All Programs button, you get into an additional menu that showcases all the apps you have on the hard drive at one current moment. So you've got all the links that you accumulate when you start using app programs, and in the start menu here you can pin some. That's actually what's been going on here. Some of the programs have actually been pinned here. It's all static. I've disabled some options, and you've got some quick links to my computer, the control panel, and things such as run and documents and so forth. Basically, the basis of the start menu is all there. You've got the search button, you've got the search area, you've got the start down button, and some additional options. Now, let me just open this link here. Ta-da! This is Pokki Start Menu. It is from a company called, I can't remember, something Labs. But yeah, this is the Pokki Start Menu, and it's got some kind of things that you may expect in Windows 10. Excuse me, I just burped. So it actually predates. It was actually built for Windows 8 back in the day. When Windows 8 didn't have a start menu, and the start menu was replaced by a full screen kind of a thing, which admittedly I actually kind of liked. I was a minority who liked the Windows 8 start menu. Actually, I was one of the people who used to decorate it. I thought it was quite nice as well, a nice little add-on where the desktop could be completely different to what you have in the start menu. So the start screen even. So you have the start screen set up with a purple say a blue background with an accent colour, quote unquote. and the sync color could be green or something, and then you have the desktop with the taskbar being, oh, I don't know, red with, or even just like a background kind of thing. I used to use the default start menu themes or start screen themes even over the desktop as the background wallpaper. I like that kind of thing, you know. Personality was quite a thing I liked about the start menu, but it shows here. This was designed alongside the Classic Shell add-on for Windows. Classic Shell and I think Start 8 and so forth. The start menus that were developed to kind of bring the start menu back. Because of course what Microsoft did not cipher was when they released Windows 8, people would prefer to have a little thing that pops up in the corner, you know, aka like this, just open up quickly, boom, 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 boom. Microsoft didn't have that, you know, usability thing built into them. They were just too busy concentrating on making the start screen full blast kind of thing. So here is the Pokki start screen, the start menu. You might notice I'm going to mix those two up, okay? But anyway, so it's got the basics. Keep in mind, ignore the Windows 7 start menu. This is compatible with Windows 7 and up, but ignore the start menu for this case. Just this is Pokki. Pokki, poke your nose. Sorry. Help? No. So this is a Pokki start menu. So you've got the basics. You've got a search an app. You can search function here. You've got, what is this? Notification area. Links to, you know, quick links to some folder items and some quick links. I'll get to these in it shortly, but then you've got the shutdown system, and then you've got links such as my favourites, programs, which pops into an all programs menu, and you may notice it's actually categorised as well. So you've got admin tools, you've got maintenance, video LAN, and a lot of other folders as well. So you've got system tools and accessibility. So you've got the on-screen keyboard and so forth. Basically all Windows 7 stuff. You've got the control panel with all of the different items from the control panel appearing here. Nothing too much in favourites, just the linked, pinned, quote unquote, apps you can put on here. It's more like iOS in terms of the design style than Windows 8. There's no live tails or anything, but there's several slides you can choose off different icons, and all you have to do is just take an application, you know, go to the all programs menu and just select something. So I want to, that's already favorited, and all you have to do is just scroll to an app that's not got a star showing. Say Video LAN's already been pinned, but basically I'm just going to pin Notepad and see what that does, and certainly Notepad's appearing in the start menu. I'm pretty sure that was already there. Let me look for something a little bit more different. Sorry, I'm just trying to look for something. Maybe try calculator. Let's try it now. There's calculator has appeared. What's some other stuff I can show? So there's several different sides, as of course, and you can slide through them as much as you like. I think there's other ways you can pin them as well. I think if you go into the normal start menu, you can also... No, you can't. Unpin from start menu, remove from this list. What's the difference? Add to Pokki Menu. And that's snapping. It's snapping tool. It's snipping tool, sorry. And yeah, you can also add to Pokki. That's already added, but I wonder what's going to happen after that's added. A second VLC media player link has appeared. Now there's a thing Pandora here. It's quite interesting. I'll get to these two icons later on. There's some interesting new stuff that's not in Windows 7 itself. I haven't just went into Internet Explorer or Chromium as is here. I've not actually went on to those web browsers and looked for new programs to install. This is actually quite an interesting little thing, but I'll get to that in just a second. It's already staring in the face, but I'll get to that in just a second, as I say. And find more apps, I'll get to that, as I say. And settings. So you've got some settings here, similar in a way to like Windows Phone. You know, you've got choice between light and dark colours. Let me know what you like, and if you're watching this on YouTube, that is. If you're watching this on YouTube, please let me know in the description, the comments, what theme you like. There's also a choice of accent colour, which minor stuff gets given this colour, so you can set it to blue, and you can notice how the save buttons change in colour, so green or orange. I'll save that and see with the orange. So the highlighted stuff and the search button has that accent colour going on. Now there's no English United Kingdom, it's just United States. Oh, Americans get all the fun. But those sidebar thing add-ons as well. If I was to disable that, it just shows the Pokki links panel as well. It doesn't show anything else. So go back into settings, show menu sidebar, computer, documents. What else does this show? Videos. Right. I'm trying to remove. Bah. I thought that was like a links kind of thing, a recent programs list, but apparently it's not. I could be wrong, but let's go back into this. So you got this little thing for notifications. Now notifications, I might show an image, a screenshot of earlier before I started recording about this. But basically, when you install an application, or some applications, you know, through Pokki, I'll get to this as I say, you can actually show where notifications can open. So you got top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Basically similar to how it appears in Windows 8 and up. And you get a little box at the bottom saying, "Oh, you've got a notification here," kind of thing. Now, I have actually used Pokki on Windows 10, and there's actually some settings on the Windows 10 installation which probably appears in Windows 8, but they don't appear in Windows 7, probably for various reasons. You don't need to replace the start menu for any reason, so it doesn't really bother. But there's a setting here called use Pokki as default start menu kind of thing, and what happens is it loses this little like speech bubble style kind of box around it. You don't have this little arrow thing going on. It doesn't float in any way. It just sinks into the start menu. So the taskbar even. So it shows similar to the start menu in this case. It literally sinks into the taskbar. There's no gaps there, but it doesn't appear here. And you can also change the icon that shows as well. So you can change that to a Windows style icon. You can't seem to do that in the Windows 7 installation. But there's things like enable developer tools and enable fast start, which probably helps. You know, fast start probably helps when you first start the computer. It's already running kind of thing. It doesn't take too long to like start, unlike when I've used it on Windows 10, and it does take a while to actually work. So you got some additional like menu sidebar, like quick links as I call them. Recorded TV administrator. That's actually a user account, because the default user account on this PC is called administrator. Recent items, home group, help and support, favorites, blah 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 blah. So show recently used applications, show popular PC apps, show web results and search. Quite interesting little options. But yeah, there's nothing else that appears after this. I'm so curious about that developer tools kind of thing, but we'll probably get to that later. So that's all saved as is. And I just forgot to show you the shutdown thing going on here. So you've got switch user and blah 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 blah. They do actually work. I'm not going to show anything though, just in case I break anything. I'll probably show the lock. So there you go. Don't know if you heard the notification sound that came up. The default Windows log on log off sounds, but yeah, quite a lot of these applications did not come downloaded from, or links come from a web browser of any kind, even though there is actually two. There's got Internet Explorer, which is on the 8 variety, which is out of date by this time, and then Chromium, which is an open source version of Google Chrome. I'll just say that. These applications came from this little thing here, the PC App Store. So just imagine you've got Windows 8, you've got a little App Store kind of thing, and then you've got Pokki, which also has its own. Well, you've also got Pokki that's also got its own issues as well. Now, I will be back in just a bit. I'm just going to try and see if I can fix this problem. I'll be back in just a tick. Okie dokie, so I am back, and you may notice a few changes which did not show up the first time. The Wi-Fi in this virtual machine wasn't working properly, so I've changed a few settings. And also, word of advice, whenever someone says just restart your PC, in many cases it does work. So I'm just going to remove this if I can, and let's just close it again. So here we go. So there are some settings. Yes, I didn't have to. Now, okay, whatever. That's a notification for you, so but there's a couple of things that didn't show up the first time, which now show up now that the Wi-Fi is working. This little advertisement kind of system going on, which showcases a lot of apps you can install. Now, going to PC App Store. PC App Store. So here we go. So besides having the Windows App Store itself, and at the time when Google came up with its web store client, back then Chromebooks weren't really that popular, so you could actually go as far as to install what are basically apps, Chrome apps kind of thing, where basically things appear in a menu kind of thing. This essentially is the same thing. Most of the apps are web apps, but some of these web apps appear in Windows, such as this Facebook app. I'm just going to show you the Facebook app right now. And this Q thing, this red Q, is of course Quora. Don't allow. So this is Facebook appearing in a window down here, up here, and full function. It's just a website kind of thing. You've got back and forward buttons, and then you've got the close and so forth. The basics you always need kind of thing. And then Quora, which doesn't seem to want to open up. Excuse me. And yeah, that's just the same thing. I'm not going to load in, because most of you who have used or have heard of Quora, you probably know what it is. You probably used it before, so no need to worry about that. Basically, it's a thing similar to Yahoo Answers, where you ask questions and get answers kind of thing. But as far as I'm aware, it's not as bad when it comes to stupid questions. But yeah, you've got some other things like you've got Top Social, you've got Webcam Toy and Skype and Twitter and AskFM. Don't ever go there if you don't want to then complain that you're getting harassed or anything. I probably just triggered a ton of people for saying that, but yeah, never go near AskFM if the law abides it kind of thing. Eater. What the heck is Eater? Please let me know down below what Eater is. If you're on YouTube, please let me know in the comment section. Viber. I've heard of Viber, but I can't remember what it is. I think it's some of these apps as well. They are actual physical apps. You'll notice here there's VLC Media Player. That is where the VLC link comes from. It's a full-fledged app as well. It actually installs the program onto your machine. Well, in this case, the virtual machine. But yeah, it does actually fully function. So there are some actual physical apps on this as well. You may have noticed that the thumbnail, what do you call it? The snapshot I made earlier on actually showcased VLC running while the notification for, I think it was iTunes, appears in the corner. And yeah, the apps actually do appear as actual apps. The only thing about Pandora though is that it shouldn't really exist on this list, but I've seen it's for American audiences, and apparently us British don't exist. It's just like, you can install it, but you can't use it because Pandora doesn't actually work in Britain, so it's kind of useless. But there's some games as well. Most of them are web based, but can't really blame it. There's things like Cut the Rope, and is actually still installed in here? Yeah, Cut the Rope. Let's see if it runs. And yeah, it does actually seem to work quite well, although it's not started yet. I don't know if I've got a version of Flash installed on this machine. Because it's Windows 7, it's not Windows 7 Service Pack 1 or anything, it's just the default Windows 7, so I'd have to update it. But you may have noticed that the Windows, they actually have the name in the centre of them, similar to Windows 8 kind of thing, so I don't know how that's working. I don't know how that works. Maybe the developers behind Pokki have their own kind of window manager kind of thing, I don't know, but I don't know how that works, because by default, if Windows 7, for those of you probably forgotten, the name part appears in the corner, as you can probably see in the VLC icon here. It appears in the corner. You've also got the little favicon, as some people call them, but you can just click on them. That is actually a feature that appeared as way back as Windows 1.0. You click on the little thing in the corner and you've got a little menu that comes up, so you can just double click on that and it closes it. And yeah, Cut the Rope isn't working, so I'm just going to close that. Probably because I don't have a proper version of Flash installed, but yeah, as I say, you can also pin like Windows apps as well. So you've got Paint and Windows Media Player that's showing up in here. Go back into the PC App Store. It's already open. Whoops. But yeah, there's some other physical apps as well, but things like Skype, I've already had that installed but uninstalled it, but Skype is a full-fledged app as well, but you need Internet Explorer to work for it to work. I don't actually understand that, but just to humour everyone up, I think I'll probably will install Skype. Wherever it is, search, there's a search button here. Icons retry, and it's starting to run, so that might be running by the time I finish the episode, but we'll see. But yeah, Can I has Cheeseburger. So yeah, there are some quite interesting games. What is Cheeseburger? Is it some kind of I just saw a thumbnail there of where it seems to be some kind of like store or something, or a movie website. All your memes and funny stuff in one place. So it's one of those websites like 9gag or something like that. Hands down, the best way to enjoy content from Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger, can I have Cheeseburger? So dating fails, fail book, meme base, fail blog, win for the win. After 12, Carrie has Cheeseburger. Yoo-hoo. I like to be annoying with my annoying voices, but yeah, you've also got little ad things here, so things that pop up, basically similar in a way to those platforms that, especially like Windows 10. So the funny thing is, this actually predates Windows 10. So it's actually quite interesting that this idea of having this like live service initiative, quote unquote, where basically it gives you adverts for new interesting games. I think it appears on Windows 10, but it was going as far back as 2013, which is when this was created. So if I scroll down here, Sweet Labs Inc. is what is where this Pokki Start Menu or Pokki Experience comes from, as I'm going to call it, because it's got the full face on the store and so forth. And we're almost there with the Skype app. I'll minimise you, and is there anything else I need to show? Is there really anything else I need to show? Go back onto, what does the help do? Is that go send me into a HTML document or even a website? Because it opened me up to Internet Explorer the first time round, so it's a website, http support.pokki.com. Now, because I want just to like waste time, I'm just going to change Poke back to the other colours. You can set it to all different accents and everything else. So purple, I'll just showcase what these look like. Not too much of a fan of the grey colour though, it makes it look kind of like black and white. Why is it not setting? Why are you not setting? Do I have to set it back to... doesn't seem to like it. Doesn't really seem to like it. I don't know why. There we go. Yeah, there you've got the... What is going on? Oops. There was a problem with the Sensitive Skip due to Internet Explorer settings. To fix this, go to Internet Explorer, options, blah 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 blah. So it's a web-based kind of thing, and Skype's just been notified that it's been installed. Basically similar to Windows 8, but it's got its own like notification system and everything else as well. So I would call this the Poke experience, not just a start menu kind of thing, because it's got things like notifications and its own app store and everything else. The thing is though, even though you got things like Classic Shell and Start 8 I think as well. Go away. I thought I closed this. Close. Shut you down. Poke seems to identify itself as an application. It doesn't replace the start menu as like things as of course Classic Shell or Start 8 or name insert, you know, start menu replacement here kind of thing. But go away Skype. Why are you not going to shut down? Anyway, forget about that. But it's got its own app store as well, but it doesn't act like it's got a start menu. It just seems to act like a secondary program, similar to like what I've showcased before, like the iOrbit start screen for Windows XP, which goes all the way back to Season 1. For those of you probably wondering, probably look for it on the channel, you might find it there. But yeah, it's got things that even predate Windows 10. You've got the little kind of like store kind of advertisement kind of thing. Most of these applications are like games and apps you can find online, like Facebook. I'm not too sure about Skype. Pandora, which we don't get in Britain, as I say, and Quora, and then Cut the Rope, which is a flash game which can run on a flaming fridge. It can run on a flaming toaster because it's on everything. Even Windows phones have it. I know that because my grand plays it. But yeah, I would say if people were interested, I probably would think that Poke could actually do well at its own platform, as its own operating system kind of thing, because you know, as a backseat developer as I am, I probably say you could probably just, you know, renovate a version of Linux and put this on it and done. The Poke OS, I've invented a new operating system. Because of Windows 10 and because of the updates that go on and everything else, Windows has a tendency to, upon updates, delete some applications and software, and start menu replacements is one of the few things that gets deleted upon restarting the computer after an update. So because of this, developers such as the ones behind Classic Shell, the ones behind Poke, the ones behind Start 8 and so forth, those developers have actually dropship. They've stopped developing these kind of things, so these are mostly in archive. You can still download them, you can still go to poke.com. I think it's I'll probably bring it up on the Chromium, seeing as so Poke. No, don't go on DuckDuckGo, I don't trust you. But that is DuckDuckGo. You can use it as an alternative to Google. I don't know, I'm not really sponsored by it, I don't care. But let's go to Poke. I'm not sponsored by Google either, but still. So Poke start menu 8. So here is the Poke website. It's still up, you can still install it, you know, it's still alive basically because the store still works. Of course it's developed by, as I mentioned, Sweet Labs Inc., as it says down the bottom of the App Store. But yeah, that's it, and you've got stuff like Classic Shell, as I mentioned before, like a broken record that I am. You've got all those other interesting stuff, and you can still install them, but as far as I'm aware, Classic Shell, amongst most of them that I've mentioned, have stopped development because of the reasons behind Windows 10, even though a lot of people still prefer to use the classic Windows classic style start menu, or the Windows XP style start menu, or the Windows 7 style start menu over the Windows 10 version, because apparently some people don't like the live tiles and that. But I just want to clarify, I don't mind the live tiles. I think it's based on my approach. I like to have a full screen going on kind of thing with all my live tiles and all maps full screen kind of thing. But I understand that people don't have the same taste as I do, because we're all different in that way. But I am going to shut up now. I am going to let you all have a nice day. Well, hope you have a nice day, that is. And I'm just going to leave that there. So this was the Pokki Start menu from Sweet Labs, and I am Ricky, and there's a little guy, the little green guy from Cut the Rope. Here is Facebook. Kill it with fire. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube. This might be on the Channel 13 website. This might not be. It might be somewhere else. We don't know yet. Haha. But I will see you next time, and hope you have a good day. Bye bye.